I was gobsmacked by all your strats, but I was particularly impressed by the one for Berlin, because to me that almost felt like it was like seamless, and just because the way, like, it was almost like every target was in just the right spot. I just, it was just so graceful and eloquent.
You described it to me earlier as like a dance.
Yeah, it was like
completely
a dance
agree
almost.
with that.
It was just like, it was almost like a John Wick movie or something. It just seemed so well orchestrated.
I mean, there's some truth to that, because just like with dancing, like timing is just super important in speedrunning, obviously, and the same with the dance, with the moves and everything. So that's I can see the comparison.
Yeah. So I just wanted to focusing on Berlin in particular, that particular strat. Like, what is the process like producing such an eloquent strat like that in such a short time? Because that's a video that you've released within like a week of the game releasing, I think.
And Berlin particularly is such a mechanically, like, there's so many combinations of ways you could do things. Like
can you come up with a strat like that within a couple of hours, sort of thing? Or
how does it work?
What's the process like?
Yeah, pretty much so. But that's because, like, we not just me, all the speedrunners, like, have all the experience from the last 2 games as well. Yeah, and you can see that with how quickly people are mastering these maps now, because like most mechanics are still the same. So people have this giant bag of experience from the previous 2 games, and all the items that you already unlocked from the previous 2 games.
Yeah, that's good.
So you definitely have a big head start compared to 2016. You know, it's easier now because of all the experience.
Yeah.
But as to your question, like how I approach it, how I would encourage everyone to approach speedrunning, is just first you just have to put a lot of time in just observing the targets. You have to follow their routes, see where they go, watch what triggers they have, the NPCs surrounding them. Is there like a spot where I can kill him and no one will see him? Stuff like that. Then you start to looking at, okay, what are my options for starting locations? And maybe even more important, what are my options to exit? And then you're looking at the exits that are closest to where you can kill the last target.
Yeah.
And then you start to formulate the route around there, and then it's just a lot of trial and error and optimizing until you get there.
Yeah.
And that's something that people often underestimate in speedrunning, because they will always just see the speedrun on YouTube, right? And they're like, holy shit, that was easy, or wow, how did you do that like straight away, you know? But they don't see the process of hours before that, observing, experimenting, and everything, you know?
Look at one of Mendy's 10-hour streams or something.
Exactly.
He's grinding Marrakesh for 2 weeks, just getting like the perfect time.
Mendy is a legend. There's no one with the amount of like patience and dedication for something like that, for a single run like that.
Incredible.
It's amazing.
I was also impressed in that video the way you just did it all in one go as well. There were no retries. I thought that was really impressive.
Well, that's the big challenge about the full game run. That's why for me, like, often you have to find a compromise between like the fastest threat and consistency and risk, you know?
Yeah, because consistency can be just as important as time.
Definitely.
Right?
Remember, Coddy emphasizes that in all of his like. When he goes to speedrun events, he always talks about this isn't the fastest run, but it's interesting and it's consistent. And if there's something that isn't consistent,
that's what you want in full game runs, because like none of my times in that 7-minute run are like the quickest individual times for those maps. There are faster times on all the maps, but they all involve way riskier strats, and to pull that off in one go without mistake, that's just it's kind of different ball game from like individual level running, because then you just have to get it once, you know? You can just try it 100 times in a row, optimize, get lucky, get the right RNG. Just once out of 100 tries, 500 tries, and you got it, you know?
Yeah.
But with this, you have to consistently make it work.
You haven't done a full trilogy run yet, have you? Or at least not on your channel.
No, but I plan on doing so very soon. I had to wait for Hitman 2 to come to Epic.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And that only happened like a couple of days ago, I believe.
Yeah. So you're still yet to access those older levels?
Yeah, I haven't really played them.
Yeah, right. That's unfortunate. Yeah.
But that's definitely something I want to do.
Yeah, no, I think everyone go subscribe to Frote's channel, because we want to keep an eye out for that one.